Now we're going to declare, initialize, and use some variables. An unsigned value can only be positive, and it's an integer, so 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on, up to as large as there's storage space for. This is a good match for the number of microseconds since we started operating the microcontroller. Compile early and often to make sure that you catch all the errors. Print out start time, and we see that it got initialized just after the timer turned on. We need multiple serial print statements because they can only handle one piece of data at a time. On some microcontrollers, we can use serial print F to reduce the bulkiness of that serial printing. This one statement has the same effect as all four of the statements above it. So we see each line printed twice. We can do the same in the setup function and use a %f formatter to print out a decimal number. But it comes up blank, at least on our Adafruit Itsy Bitsy, unless we include the RTC lib library. Still not coming out right, so we better make sure we include a decimal place to avoid the integer division problem and produce a floating point result in our function call. If we change the value of the global variable start time in the setup function, then it'll change everywhere. If we define a new local variable optime in the setup function, we can use it inside the setup function, but it won't be defined in the loop function. And we'll get an error. We can define another variable, time now, that's just local to the loop function. Every time the loop function is called, a new version of that variable is created and assigned the current value of micros. %u is just for unsigned numbers, %f is for floating point numbers, and we'll use %d for integers that can be either positive or negative. It's really important that those %u, %f, %d format strings match up with the type of data that's sent as arguments to the serial printf function. Otherwise, we get the wrong representation. Adding some numbers to the format string lets us be more specific about how to print out individual numbers.